Brooke, most of the great offenses that I know of have a quarterback, and the Steelers no longer have Ben Roethlisberger. So where do things stand right now with the competition to replace him?
Yeah, Dan, I look at the Steelers quarterback competition like a plane taking off, which is because Mike Tomlin wants to take a 30,000-foot view of these quarterbacks. So the first couple weeks of camp are the plane, it's ascending. You can still, get text messages to your cell phone if you did not put it on airplane mode. But this first preseason game is like the 10,000-foot mark. So you can take out your laptop. You can start to, use the airplane Wi-Fi if it's working. And I think that what we've seen from the quarterbacks through the first couple weeks has been Mason Rudolph has overperformed, I think, what he was expected. Mitch Trubisky has been, it's kind of gone up and down, and Kenny Pickett has been steadily improving. And this first preseason game, I would expect Mitch Trubisky to start. We'll hear from Mike Tomlin in a couple hours with the definitive plan, but I think it will go Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, which is the order that they've been taking reps in here. And I've been impressed with Mason Rudolph's poise, but he's always been really good in camp. It matters how he plays on Saturday.
Yeah, Brooke, you're supposed to put that phone on airplane mode when the cabin door is closed. I don't know what kind of scofflaw you are on the airline. But I want to bring this out, though, for a broader conversation about the Steelers. Diana, Mike Tomlin has coached there 15 years, and he has never had a losing season. So a lot of questions about the quarterback, a lot of questions around the team, more so than usual. What do you expect from the Steelers this year?
You take a look at when Ben Roethlisberger was there and some of the, let's just call it, undisciplined situations that we all witnessed, right? You could see it. You saw some of it on the sidelines as well, where Ben was just losing his patience with some of these receivers. And you have to figure Ben was the leader of the team, right? He holds everyone accountable. And if things aren't grooving when Ben is there, it's going to be a tough battle when you have Mitchell Trubisky, who's new to Pittsburgh and is a much younger player and obviously very different than Big Ben. But here's the thing. Just the way we give Bill Belichick so much credit and Andy Reid every time we talk about the potential of the season and what it looks like, we have got to give Mike Tomlin some credit and some belief that he has got to be able to put together a Steelers team that will compete. They may not make some deep playoff run, but we know his record. He's always been above 500. He is a winner. I don't think that changes this year.
No question that he has earned the benefit of the doubt over those 15 years. But Mike T, you mentioned it, tough division and a lot of question marks. Do you think this is the first year Mike Tomlin has a losing record?
I do, for the reasons we just talked about, the AFC and the AFC North. Now, with that said, as Hembo just reminded me, over the last 2 years, the Steelers are 25th in the NFL in explosive plays. I do believe Trubisky will be their starter. I do think he'll play better than Ben Roethlisberger, especially he'll make plays with his feet. Trubisky's a great athlete, so even though they're going to get improved play on offense, I just think the bar is so high in the AFC right now that I think they're going to fall short this year. But I think Mike Tomlin's had a remarkable run. He's a Hall of Famer and probably hasn't gotten the credit he deserves.
To be clear, what you mean by he'll play better than Ben Roethlisberger is better than Ben did last year.
That's right.
Right. Ben's a Hall of Famer. What do you think, D-Wood?
Yeah, for me, I think it speaks more, and I agree with Mike, it speaks more to the AFC as a conference. Mm-hmm. It's just, there's so many good teams. You could go from division to division, and you can almost pick two teams that you think that could, make it to the postseason. And I think with the uncertainty at the quarterback position, I agree with Mike. I think Mitch Trubisky will be the starting quarterback. It's just so much. It's so much competition in that conference. I think this probably be his first year where I could see him go 8-9. That's about it. Yeah. 8-9 for Mike Tomlin.
All right, Brooke, you're on the ground with him every single day. What are your thoughts? Put a bow on this for us.
One thing that hasn't been mentioned is this defense. You're telling me a team with TJ Watt is going to maybe not make the playoffs. That might be a little reach, but a team with TJ Watt, I don't think they're going to have a losing season. And yes, this run defense was not great last year. That's been a huge focal point. They have a new defensive coordinator in Terrell Austin. The secondary's looking a little bit better. They added Larry Ogunjobi up front to help with the run defense. Cam Hayward is playing at a really high level. So I think you take this defense and then the complement complementary pieces on offense, a young guy like running back Najee Harris, George Pickens, a rookie wide receiver who's been really impressive here at camp. And I've even seen these quarterbacks, I mean, listen, you're going to have to take my word for it, but they have thrown the ball more than 5 yards down the field. And that's been really exciting. So I think that, I don't think that Mike Tomlin's going to have a losing season, but time will tell.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.